Here.
Ron Sharon.
Here.
James Davis.
Here.
Brooke Ellis.
Here.
All right, we've got a quorum. Has everybody been able to look over the minutes from the June 2nd meeting? If so, we'd like a motion to approve those minutes as written.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, got a second. All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same. All right, motion is approved. Public hearing on rezoning of 1109 Fort Street, currently zoned as R1 and C2, to be rezoned to C2 by extension. Anybody here like to come up and speak about that?
I'm Marcus McNeese, I'm with Park Architecture, we're working for the developer, we're the ones that we are requesting. The owner.
All righty.
So we're here to offer, answer any questions y'all may have about it.
All right, does anybody have any questions about the property in question that's wanting to be rezoned? No? I think we're good. So nobody here from the public, all right, so there is no old business, there is no new business. Steve, you wanna say anything?
When can you start?
When can you start and when can we get it going?
I can give you a time frame probably. I have to look it up. That's the thing off the top of my head, I think because since it's a relocation of the existing one that's, what, next door, I guess.
Yes.
They have to have it open by a certain time, and I sort of try to.
And for those of you who are watching on YouTube and getting the live stream, 1109 Fort Street is the property just across the street from Bruce and Terry, and that's where the old mobile home is there. That's going to be removed, and
The reason I'm asking is because I get, if I go to lunch at Bruce Terry, I get 30 questions about what day it's gonna start and when everything, they're gonna remove the,
Looks like March of 2026.
is that the move-in date?
Yeah, that's the planned fixture date, right?
okay.
So that means,
That can be moved up, it all depends on if Dollar General will allow it to be moved up or not, that time frame. Depends on when we turn it in and when they need it and when they can do with their current.
So proposed open dates,
Yeah,
March
rough-
26th,
roughly-
rough date.
Yeah, roughly is the first part of March.
Y'all have any plans on what they're gonna do with that point back there?
It's just gonna be whatever it is now, probably. There shouldn't be anything bad there, there's no building, parking, or.
No, y'all, just asking the, zone changes, you purchased that property. You purchased all that, it's in the diamond,
Well, they're purchased of that whole tract.
the whole track, okay.
Yeah, in the back, I guess it's that back point that's not rezoned.
Okay.
That's not zoned commercial yet.
Somebody out in the hallway. Hello. Do you have any comments or anything about the zoning or anything?
Concerns.
Okay, if you'd like, step up here, just state your name, and we've already started, so.
My name is Bruce Warren, I live on 1108 E Street,
Huh?
and I would like to find out what the plans are for the wildlife in the area. Raccoons, possums, and cats, feral cats.
As in, when they go to develop the land, or,
Yes,
well, the only thing that I can think of is once they start developing it, they're probably gonna be moving out and finding new homes elsewhere. 'Cause as far as I know, there's no raccoons or anything that we've seen that lived on that property.
Give me your phone.
I feed them.
Well, that's
every
why.
night.
Got a mess of them right there, don't we?
Yes.
About 6 of them.
Yep. And there's probably 5 or 6 feral cats and a couple possums.
Greg, if he's on E Street, on E Street,
Yeah.
you might show him that they're not coming right up to the back of his property.
Yeah, they're not gonna be.
Here's a.
He can show you the map right there of where they're coming up to, of what we're rezoning.
This area, this strip through here,
Yep,
you're over here,
yep.
and there's gonna be that gap there, and they're gonna be over here.
Can you say that one more time, sir?
This is where their fence, their property's gonna be here, and you've got all these, here's the school back here.
Right.
They're not doing anything with that.
Oh, they're not.
No,
Oh.
you're gonna have a cushion there for,
Okay, where is it gonna be built?
right in here.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be there, but you're gonna have a 6-foot privacy
on
fence
22
according to
highway.
this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be on.
It'll
on
be
22
on
highway.
22 highway,
Okay,
but you're gonna have that cushion there, so they're not coming right up against your fence.
okay.
There'll be a little bit of room for them to run around and all that. And I know I've seen the 6 run around. They come up on L Street every once in a while and run across. So.
Very good, thank you, sir.
Hey, you're very welcome. All right, anybody else have any questions or anything? So we're not taking any action this time, so it'll be the next meeting, correct?
No, we can
vote.
vote now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
This is it.
All right, so can I get a motion to approve the R1 and Z2 to be rezoned by extension so we can send it to the board of directors?
I'll make that motion.
We got a motion, do I have a second? Do I have a second? All right, roll call vote. It was Wayne, yep.
James Hamilton.
Yes.
Wayne Bryant.
Yes.
Ron Sharon.
Yes.
James Davis.
Yes.
Brooke Ellis.
Yes.
All right, we will send that to the board. I believe that'll be tomorrow's meeting. And we'll see what they do. So, all right, like I said, there's no old business, no new business. Steve, you got any reports for us?
I've got a fistful of them. First off, you'll find a draft cost share agreement that our attorney has looked at. And this is in behind the packet there for the reports. And this is to extend Church Street east from 59 Highway. That's the Lock and Dam Road. The existing road to Church Street was there many, many years ago before they built Fort Chaffee, and the remains and stuff are still out there. You can still see the shapes and the ditches. What they want to do is this property is gonna be, that's where they at one time had proposed to build a mall. But what we're gonna do in this multiple grant put Church Street east, and then where the interstate cuts it off, the road will bend to the north and go to the new city park. The subdivision that is going to be after you turn north and go to the city park, the subdivision will be there. That's the one with Catera with 132 houses there, which means we're gonna have some real population. The state has the money in a grant program that everybody has to apply for the grant, and we don't know what the total of money is, but it also includes a matching share. And what is proposed is if we can get the grant from the state, the remainder of the money would be matched, and the grant is $1.5 million. And the cost is $3 million, which means that's $750,000 in equal shares between us and the trust. Okay, what this does is the land that is basically north of, if you extended Church Street east, and you go down till you hit the interstate and bend and then go back and you're immediately south of the new park. All that land is to be developed, except that the land that is along the creek over in the north side, out south of H, is a wetland, and you can't touch it. It's floodplain type land. What they wanted to do was to use everything that is, in this case, south of the pipeline, and there is a major gas pipeline that runs through there, and it is the one that is they call it the OMR, Oklahoma Mississippi River Products Line. It was put in 1958. It's a 10-inch line, and it supplies the natural gas that goes to Max Steel. So you're not gonna be, you've got a clear zone around that pipeline of 25 feet either side of center line. So you can't get out there and build on it. And that means that north of the pipeline and until you hit the floodplain, there's only this limited area that you can even use. This is the south of the pipeline, and it is north of H, or north of Church, and west of the Park Road. The Park Road, most people, they think about Park Road, it was the Grenade Range Road. There was a grenade range out where they're going to develop it. This share, if it's there, and there's a complete agreement that the attorney looked at for how to do it, and they sent this up, so we're looking at, we have the money from the penny paving, the pennies for pavement sales tax. We have set aside and saved money for it has to be for streets, drainage, culverts, and bridges, and sidewalks. There's basically a street-only fund. We have enough to do this, our share, without having to go to bonding or go to the bank for loans. We have managed to save that money and set it aside. I will tell you that the other thing that is in the street fund, we got, if you'll look at the back of your packet, back sheet, and it is the cost of the streets that the State Highway Department has been up here to put us in for. The last two sheets show the state aid paving, and we've already done that in previous years. Okay, and the state aid paving, the last one we did, we had like almost $400,000 that we had saved and set aside, and they paid $250, and it was $250, wasn't it? And we paid about $150, and we got over a mile of streets coated and recovered. If you look at that first sheet, it tells you there are the streets that were added, okay? The added streets are 3rd, 1st, D, Pine Meadow, Frank, and 11th. And the new streets added are B and 13th, Denali, Skagway, and Yukon. And the total estimated from the Highway Department is $540,000. If, because of the new raise in the street and the state aid, it's $400,000, it'll only cost us $140,000 out of the money that we have. And we have enough to hold that right there. Okay, so now you've seen the streets, the money it will take for us, so there's $750 and $140, $890. We also have the $10,000 set aside for the railroad. The railroad is supposed to they've got the guy doing, we're down to 3 streets now, or 3 properties across the country. Union Pacific will part with Frank Street, which is on railroad property, and that'll be $10,000. So you're looking at $800,000, and we've put aside basically about 1.3 or 1.4 million in the tax that we've saved from that tax. And that's the purpose we do that tax, is for paving and taking advantage of it. If we can get any of the grant money through the federal grant, it's the same money and the same pool that they have for both the fire station and the new fire truck. There's that much advantage to doing it. And the fire station, designs have started, and we know what the fire truck's gonna be. And, Tommy's already been looking at that, and we've got sketches and layouts, so there are the funds are here. It's a question is, the highway department is a known project, they have to go to bid on theirs. The railroad is negotiated because it's a conveyance from a utility to us. The one that's the grant is the grant programs are the ones that we're at the mercy of what the state of Arkansas does. And if you look, they had $3.67 billion in surplus to be turned back to the people. And they already are whacked down on the taxes of what the tax exemptions are coming. And so this is probably, if we can get a share of that money to plow into the town here, that's what we need to do. So I want you to know what's going on in the reports and what's happening, because that's the way things are going and shaking out. The other sheets that are here, if you look behind, there's the Department of Health sent the information back to Nick Griffin. They came up and did the water line studies and the water pressure and who's going to do the water and the sewer line extension. The sewer line extends out on 8th Street from beyond our park down to the east end. That's for the 132 lots that are there. And if you'll look, you'll see the calculations they did on the multifamily and the multiple lots and how the drainage, and if you look at the hydraulic design, and we meet the standards. And you can't really progress until you get this letter back from the Department of Health, because they double check both the water and the sewer supplies. So for you guys in the planning in section where we're going, you know now where our projects are gonna be. We know that in 2026, they will be bidding the highway project, the highway department stuff. If we get the grant for the road, which is Church Street and Grenade Range Road, if we get that, then that is a deal where the trust, because of their constitutional duties, they will be the ones that will set the contract for that. We won't have to advertise that. And other than that, if we can get the Dollar General underway,
That'd be a big help.
it'd be a big help. And because we are not in a grocery desert, but we are way away from having a grocery locally accessible, and it'll be right across your back fence and around the corner. And I'm not sure that you want to go trucking down to, Harps is gonna be the one that's gonna be built down there by the college. And it's gonna be a ways away from its finished. But it is the new one that's down there. And the truck route, the sign says it'll be done in March of 2026. Don't hold out hope for it. It's a long walk.
Probably more like 2027.
2027, the way we're going.
When do they go, when they make the names for the streets, can we request that street be named Grenade Range? Or are they gonna let us do that? Cause I really want Grenade Range Road as a road name. Cause that's historical, if anything, that's
Yeah, we
historical.
probably could get that.
I think that would be great. Anybody have any questions,
I
comments?
would wanna know how much money the trust plans on putting in on this.
700 and splitting it,
Okay.
750. And our lawyer, I talked to Ketchum today about that, and if you looked at the trust agreement, when that road is done, it's coming to us. It'll be ours for perpetuity. And and we're paying not only for the highway department's width, but the extra width to have a 35-foot road curb to curb. And it'll be the same gauge or same width as the 8th Street going out to the park. And that way you'll have, when we have the next fireworks, hopefully we can evacuate the place
A little bit quicker.
Well, we got them out of there. When you
Yeah,
get,
we did good
when
getting
you
them
get
out.
5,000 cars out there, you did good.
I think, I got one question on the sidewalk. When's that proposed to be started?
Steve Beam's crew has marked,
I think this week,
huh,
we're supposed to start this week.
this weekend?
This weekend?
This week.
Oh,
This
this
week?
week?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
One of the things, and that is one of the things that when I went to the meeting out there today in Chaffee,
They already got the equipment parked out there.
That's, yeah.
they're going to be, the sidewalk in, Cantera is gonna be 6-foot walks. Fort Smith's got sidewalks on either side of the street, and they're only 5 feet. There's not 2 people that I've ever known that could walk in a 5-foot walk. You know, your wife doesn't walk, or your girlfriend doesn't walk like overseas 5 steps behind you. Everybody walks parallel. So our sidewalks are gonna be 6 foot. And they were talking about, they were worried about the grass strip behind the highway, and I said, the grass strip's not gonna stop a car. I've yet to meet one that'll do that. And it's gonna be solid concrete, so that way you won't have to be out with a weed eater slinging rocks and dirt and stuff on the cars that's going by. That's,
That's about
That's
it,
it.
isn't it? Anybody else got anything? All right, anybody from the public like to speak about anything not agenda or anything? No? Well, we would like a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Got a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Folks, we are adjourned. Have a great day.